This wildlife watching vlog is about my trip to the Vanoise Alps in France. The bottom left you can see a marmot, and in the centre you can see two chamois. This is the video to watch if you want to see a chilled out vlog about what I saw on my wildlife watching trip. Also, it's the place to be if you want the camera pointing away from me and towards the wildlife. So there's no selfies in this one, I'm just looking at the wildlife. It's also, I guess, the place to be if you're like, yeah, I might go there or whatever, and just give you a bit of feeling for the place. So here's a map of the Vanoise Alps. You can kind of see there's roads around the middle, and then it's awkward to get into the centre, so you can kind of nibble into the centre via different ways. This road down the eastern side, we're looking at a group of Ibex. This road on the eastern side is a great road to drive along because it actually goes through the mountains and goes very, very high, whereas all the other roads are tending to follow valleys. So here's a view after I've driven part way up, back down into the valley. A lot of people take this tourist route. It can be a way to drive if you are driving on holiday somewhere else, even if it's a little bit out of your way. Taking this as your route gives you an incredible alpine experience at very high elevation, which you normally have to hike to get to in a lot of other places. This is a Snowfinch, specialist mountain bird. You can see it at the top of the pass. I saw quite a few up there. So I then tried a couple of walks where there's a road up. Oh, before that, check it out. This is the valley, and you can see how inaccessible the mountains are. I would say compared to other places I've been in European mountains, the Vanoise Alps are particularly awkward to actually get to. However, you can do it in some places. For example, at Aussois, I drove up here. There's a dam, which is why there's actually a road, because it was originally there so that the people building it could get up there. There's a walk around the dam that then goes higher up into the mountains. Because it's one of the few easily accessible spots, it's really popular. A lot of people come here. It's wildlife-wise, butterflies such as this spotted fritillary are one of the highlights. So there's some good patches of flower meadow. This is another fritillary. This is a pearl-bordered fritillary. If you've got a really good eye, you could know that from this angle, I think. But I only know because I got a good view of it from a slightly different angle and I saw the underside. And guess what? It's a marmot. I can't get bored of marmots, I must be honest. I just love seeing them. I think they're fantastic. I love that they sleep so much, so they spend vast amounts of the year sleeping in burrows. That's why they've got such long fur and they're so big, so they can just slob out for months and months and months at a time and just come up when it's nice and sunny in the flower meadows during the brief summer. So Bellecombe, this is a second walk that I tried. Again, there's an access road which gets you higher up, which makes the walking easier. I did a sort of circular walk going clockwise, starting at the bottom car park. I started very early. I saw these two chamois. My suspicion is I only saw those because I was the first person on the path. So I'm thinking that must be a reward for getting up early. Then I saw more marmots. I think this is a great walk. Relatively difficult to get lost as long as you I didn't use a compass, but you could use a compass, and in that case, as long as you don't fall off the cliff, which is to the west, you kind of get forced up eventually to return to the main path, which is marked number 5 on that map. So the route from 3 to 5, you're walking on the edge of a cliff. And it is officially a path, I think. I could see it on my map, and there was the odd person following it, but generally it was a very quiet route. I definitely strongly recommend it, especially I think it's good for wildlife. So then finally getting to the sort of chalet, we're back on the main tourist path, and there's some amazing views here. I often say that. I think what I mean is I think they're amazing, and I think that a lot of people think they're amazing. I could go off on one here, it's a bit of a soapbox. I think it's a kind of a strange artifact of the English language that we tend to say things like that. I'm not sure technically it is an amazing view. I think it's, I would like, if I was writing, I would say it was scenic, or I would say I liked it. Anyway, this is a wheatear, characteristic bird of the mountains, also can be seen in sort of cliff habitats and other scrubby places in Europe. Notice its tail is wagging. Thought to be, there could be many reasons for that. A benefit of wagging your tail is it draws attention to the tail, so a predator might, so for example say an eagle or a goshawk or a sparrowhawk might fly down, its attention be drawn to the tail, and then when it reaches, it's just got a couple of feathers and the bird manages to fly away. And this is a baby marmot that I saw by the path. The rest of the route back to the car park, I saw a lot of butterflies, but I've actually done that as a separate video, because I originally had it as one video and it became kind of overladen with butterflies towards the end, and I felt like it made sense to separate it out. And here is the place where I saw all the butterflies.